This is MoYu's AoSu V7, and it is MoYu's latest 4x4 flagship cube, and I think it's actually probably one of the best 4x4s out there right now, but we'll get to that later. There are 4 versions, 3 of them with UV coating, and one of them that is glossy plastic, and there's the standard version which has both glossy and UV version, and the dual track version which I have here, and the triple track version which I probably don't think is worth the money for that version. It is 58 millimeters, so definitely way smaller than the VinCube 4x4 and a little bit smaller than the AoSu WRM, and it has a relatively crunchy feel and loud sound. All the prices are up here, and you can get these cubes at speedcubeshop.com, and it will be a little bit cheaper if you use the code J to get 5% off your order. So if you want to buy something like this, just be sure to use that code. So I've been using this cube for about more than 2 months now, and I'm honestly really happy with this cube. When I got it out of the box, I kind of really like the size, especially since the VinCube 4x4 is like 60 millimeters, and I felt that was too big for me. It was relatively fast out of the box, and I added in some Lunar and Stardust to keep the speed relatively fast, especially for 4x4, so that my hands don't get tired after practicing a lot. The performance of this cube is really good, and the inner layers and outer layers do have similar speeds, although the magnets on the inner layers are a bit stronger, so I feel like that will depend on your preferences, and I think for my own preferences, this works pretty well for me. I don't get any pops on this cube, which honestly feels a bit refreshing in comparison to the MGC and the VinCube, which I have had pops sometimes. And I sometimes do get corner twists, but not really that often. I sometimes do catch or lock up on this cube, but they're not really that bad, and I'm able to just pull through these catches mostly. I haven't really had any really bad lockups on this cube either, which is a lot in comparison to the MGC 4x4 and the VinCube, where I sometimes get really bad lockups in. And I think the most important question of this video: do I recommend this cube? I think for most people, the single track version is really good. It depends on if you want to get the regular version, which I'm pretty sure has glossy plastic, and the UV coated version. But honestly, I would just get the regular version because even that one would be really good. But if you want one of the best 4x4s that's out there right now, get the dual track version, but only if you have the money for it, because that version is $45, while the single track version, at least the glossy plastic one, is $19, which I think the single track version is a better value for money than the dual track version. And don't even think about getting the triple track version. That version is not even worth it whatsoever. Just get the single track version or the dual track version if you want one of the best 4x4s. Thank you to SpeedCube for sending me this cube to review and test out. And I think with that, that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.